So here's the situation. I was scrolling through my Google News feed and I came across an article in the Epoch Times, and the article was entitled, "You'd be surprised who's driving Uber." Who doesn't want to be surprised? So I read it. Turns out that demographically, my age bracket from 61 to 70 is by far the largest group driving for Uber. So most of your Uber drivers are older guys like me, older women like me. But the smallest group, which is 18 to 30, they make more money than the older drivers. So that got me really thinking, like, what are they doing different? What's the reason for that? So in this video, I'm going to share with you these statistics so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm going to answer the question, why do younger drivers make more money than older drivers? And stick around, because at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you what you can do, whether you're young or old, to maximize your revenue. Hey everybody, it is Jay Crater with the RideShare Guy. Drinking my hot coffee. All right, background. I was reading this article, found it very fascinating. Here's what the article looked like. You'd be surprised who's driving Uber. And it says in 2022, 36% of Americans had used rideshare services. The big gun of ride sharing is Uber, right? We all know that. But then I dug into the statistics online, and you can see here, share of ride-hailing services drivers in the United States in 2019. And you can first see at the top there, 18 to 30 is 1.5%, okay? And the biggest blue line is 61 to 70 years, almost 33%. So number one, why so many older drivers? So here's what I think. I think as you get older, you're less tolerant of BS. You don't want a job where, you're going to have a boss, you're going to have to show up 9 to 5, you're only going to get 2 weeks of vacation. So as you get older, you have less tolerance for those things. You probably already amassed a certain amount of money. So you're looking for something that has extreme flexibility. And that's exactly what Uber and Lyft and the food delivery companies all provide. You can work when you want, for the most part, and you make your money, you get your money, you don't have a boss to report to. I remember when I drove in 2015, I would take up to 8 weeks of vacation. So it just gives you that freedom and flexibility that I think as you get older, you desire that more. Number two, why so few younger drivers? Well, part of the reason is I think the younger crowd just isn't looking for that same kind of flexibility that we as older people really desire. But there's sort of this transition that's happening where younger adults don't find the need to go and get a car and get a driver's license as important as it was back when I was growing up. I mean, that was like the thing everybody did. But now, because of Uber and because of Lyft, the ease of transportation, it's not as necessary. So statistically, fewer and fewer young adults are actually going out and getting a driver's license. So the pool is much smaller to choose from. So when you take Uber and you don't have a car, you don't have to worry about the DMV, you don't have to worry about a car payment, you don't have to worry about an insurance payment, you don't have to worry about repairing your car, doing your upkeep, getting parking tickets, speeding tickets, dealing with all of that, and just the stress of driving. So there's a lot of benefits to not having a car and just using Uber and Lyft. And because of that, there are fewer younger folks who could even qualify to drive because they don't even have a car. Okay, so number three, why do older drivers make less money than younger drivers? So this is from the article. It says there's a disparity between older drivers and their younger counterparts. Younger males tend to make a bigger paycheck than women or older drivers. For example, a 30-year-old makes about 10% more than a 60-year-old, okay? So first of all, let's agree that 10% is not a huge difference. Just last weekend, I went out and I made $900. 10% would be about $90 difference. So it's not a huge difference, but it still does beg the question, what's causing this? So I've come up with 3 reasons that I think this is true. First, older adults tend to be morning people. So we tend to wake up earlier and go to bed earlier, right? We come to value our sleep much more. We're not having the big social life where we're out drinking and we need to sleep in the morning. When I was younger, I did a lot more of that. So my schedule was quite a bit different. But now I get up early. I find that my time in the morning is my most valuable time. I can be the most creative. For example, right now it's 7:30 in the morning, and here I am, ripping out 3 videos, right? This is my prime time. So that's one reason. If you drive in the morning, you're not going to make as much money as somebody who drives late at night. Reason number 2, we don't want people puking in our car, right? So we just don't want that to happen. And if you want to see graphically what that looks like, go to YouTube and do a search of puking in Uber car, and you're going to see some horrific projectile vomiting. And I just think that as you get older, you just have less tolerance for that kind of thing, and you just don't want to have that. You don't want to have to clean that up. You don't want to have to try and get Uber or Lyft to pay you for your cleaning. You don't want the smell in your car. You just don't want to deal with it. Whereas when you're younger, you're like, hey, I've been sick. I know what it's like to be that drunk. And it's, again, that more of a party lifestyle in your 20s up to your 30s, that as you get older, it just changes. And number 3, I just think the money isn't as important for an older driver, right? For the younger driver, there's that aggressiveness, those younger males. Testosterone in the male peaks at 30, okay? So all through the 20s, it's going up like that. And testosterone kind of gives you that conquer the world energy. And then at 30, sorry to say this, guys, but from the age of 30, your testosterone has been slowly coming down. It just keeps going down. That's why testosterone therapy is so popular, because people want to get that energy pumped back into their bodies. So the point being that when you're in your 20s, you're going to do whatever you got to do to make the most money possible. All right, that's the game, and you want to go out and you want to go get it. And as we get older, it's just not as important to be numero uno, the top dog. So it's just not as important for the older driver to go out and do it, so they don't. And therefore, the younger driver does make a little bit more money. So what are the key takeaways? Older drivers love to drive. It gives us freedom, flexibility. We get to meet people. We put money in our pocket. We get to get out in the fresh air. We get to go to Starbucks and get our coffee drinks that we love, all of these things. And we get to do it when we want to do it. So we're not as driven to make as much money as possible like the younger male drivers are. And for that reason, we make a little bit less. But I would contend we're probably a little bit happier and content in life. And that just comes with age, right? You just learn what brings you joy, what doesn't. And driving at night is probably not something that will bring most of us joy, so we don't do it. That's the answer to the question, why do younger drivers make more money than older drivers? And if you want to make the most money, go drive late nights. That's the answer right there. All right, everybody, I want to say thanks for watching the video. My name is Jay Crater with the RideShare Guy. If you liked the video, give it a check. Say you liked it. That'll help the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, subscribe. We bring lots of great content 5 days a week to help you become a more profitable driver in less amount of time. That's our whole mission. More money, less time. So go ahead and subscribe. Y'all take care. Be safe out there. And if you're one of those younger drivers that's out there driving late at night, be safe out there. Bye for now.